Hi guys, and thank you very much for coming back to the channel. I hope you enjoy the upcoming video, and let me know in the comments if you did. You'll be doing me a great favour, and that is to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll speak to you at the end of the video, but for now, ciao.
What do you need human beings for? You know what I mean? I mean, you've got robots now. Elon Musk made a robot. He gave birth to a robot. He gave birth to a robot. Well, I don't know, something like that. Apparently he gave birth to and he had all these robots on display. What they called Optimus robots. And he had them walking round, serving beer, talking to people. That's the future. And they're going to make, and we all know where it's heading. We all know where it's heading. On the one side, they're going to make robot dolls with like internal vaginas made of rubber that feel like real flesh, that are warm like real flesh, and male ones for those who like them. There's going to be robots for sex, and they'll be better at sex than any human.
Have you got a date at all?
He's had some already.
You haven't got a date, have you? Got a date? It's soon, is it?
Sorry?
Are they coming soon?
You want one?
Well, I'm 76 years old, I haven't got long.
Yeah, but the point is, they will take all your YouTube stream,
Yeah.
and they will implant through the Neuralink program developed by Elon Musk. This is very clever.
Of course.
The Neuralink program is going to be implanted in your head before you die.
Yeah.
And they will transport all your memories and ideas onto a machine, and that machine will be a slimmer. You know, you remember the Bionic Man?
Yeah, absolutely.
We will make him stronger, fitter, faster. And that's what they'll have, a new version of you.
Yes.
Not only with your brain, but also with Elon Musk's brain in it.
That'd be good.
Also with Justin Trudeau's brain. Also with Boris Johnson's wit. With Shakespeare's language. With Dickens's prose. All these things will be combined together into the new, better you.
How long though?
How long?
Yeah, how long is it going to take?
It won't matter because you'll be dead.
Oh.
You'll be dead and you'll be replaced by a robot. But no one will know the difference.
No.
And you won't know you're dead, so it won't matter to you.
No, it's true.
If you were to turn around now in this YouTube video, because you're in a YouTube video now, in case you thought you're at Speaker's Corner, you're not. You're in a YouTube video. And on this YouTube video, if any of you were to say, I support hummus, right? 14 years in prison. 14 years in prison. I mean, it all started in all this madness. That's the end of you, Mark. Nice knowing you. See you in 14 years' time. I remember coming to Speaker's Corner 5 years ago. 5 years ago. It's a long time in history, 5 years. But no one remembers it. No one remembers 5 years ago, do they? What did you do during COVID? There he is. There he is, look, that man. He's here to remind you. I paid him. He's part of the game. He's part of the video. Part of the YouTube channel. Now he's going to storm off. Around the way they come chasing us. 80 police officers marching in like the Praetorian Guard. Chasing us out the park. We played Benny Hill. When they come chasing us in the park, when they miss me, they grab someone else. They grabbed Nick one week, knocked him to the floor, smashed him against the wall, grabbed his arms behind his back, chained him behind his back, dragged him, chucked him in the van. What did he do? He turned around and goes, sorry officer, I didn't realise I was so stupid. Paid him 80 quid. Paid him 80 quid. A lot of people, they turn around and say, well, I want to stay at home because I believe that the best for everybody is for everybody to stay at home, wear a mask, clean your hands every few minutes with some stinky gel, and then when you go out, spray the food before it comes in the house, and then when you go out, you're 2 meters They even had these balloons. Remember they had balloon you could put on your head, have 2 meter distance on the balloon, a circular balloon, so you keep away. If you walk around London today, they've still got signs on the floor. Signs on the floor. And it says stand here. Then there's a 2 meter next one. Then you used to go to the supermarket like that. Those were the days, eh? Those were the days. We weren't. Don't forget this. During COVID, we were fighting the virus. Yes. We were fighting a war against the virus. We were all together in solidarity on TikTok, fighting the virus from our home. There were some people going, you leave your house, you playground. You're a playground. You left your house, playground. Report them. Someone was caught watching football with their friend. Yes, with their friend.
Oh my God.
In fact, Pretty Patel, who is everything except pretty, turned around and said, anyone who breaks the COVID rules should be treated like a terrorist. That's what they say. They should treat them like terrorists. And now here we are, finally free of disease. No one dies anymore. After all, no one gets the cold. No one gets a flu, no one gets COVID. Actually, I did find someone the other day who was taking a COVID test. They had a runny nose, so they took a COVID test. And they said, thank God I haven't got COVID.
Thanks for coming to the
I'm
channel.
really sick in
You're
bed.
at
I've taken
Speaker's
8
Corner
COVID vaccines.
in
Thank
London,
God I haven't got
Hyde Park.
COVID. But they were really sick. But thank God it's not COVID they've got. Because if it was COVID, you might be treated like you got the plague, God knows what might happen. So now we've entered a new world. You might remember there's a really good song I heard. This guy did this song and he goes, Chris, I can't remember exactly how the words go. Something like this. He had a really good tune to it. And he goes, oh, where's COVID gone? Oh, Ukraine, where's COVID gone? Where has COVID gone? Oh, Ukraine, where's COVID gone? Oh, Ukraine, the COVID war ended. And the next week, the war in Ukraine started. We've been fighting the Putinite monsters, the ghouls in the east, the monsters in the east. We've been fighting them. How can it be that the Ukraine war's been going on since 2022? About 16,000 people, civilians, are said to have been killed. And yet in Gaza, 50,000 civilians. How can that be? In less time. That's the Israelis for you. They're ever so clever. Ever so clever. There's no doubt about it. The Jews and the Israelis have a long history of cleverness. It's true. Very clever, no doubt about it. And the Israeli state has a lot of influence, I mean, they control the British Labour Party, at least they decide who gets to be the leader. They control, it seems that they've got a lot of control over Kennedy. So, came in saying, I'm against war, I'm against monstrosity. And then when the war when the genocide in Gaza started, he was like, anybody who says they like hummus, die. Blow them. Hummus is hiding terrorists under the hummus. They hide terrorists under children. Every terrorist in Gaza has 3 children on their head. They wander around like that. I was up in Stamford Hill the other day, and there are these Jews who've got these funny hats like that, like bearskin hats. Generally, those Jews don't believe in Israel. They're like bearskin hats. And the Hummus supporters, in other words, the Palestinian resistance fighters, they've all got 3 Palestinian babies on their head, and they walk around. And when the Israelis try to target them, only them and no one else, they accidentally kill 3 babies. That's what happened. And that's what Netanyahu's saying. And that's what Keir Starmer says he believes. That's what von der Leyen says she believes. That's what Merz in Germany says he believes. That's what Macron in France says he believes. That's what Who's that boy in Canada? Trudeau said he believed. That's what Donald Trump says is absolutely true. And after all, he's got a website called Truth Social, so he knows what true is. Donald Truth said that Israel is fighting terrorists, fighting Hamas terrorists in Palestine, and if children get killed, it's because Hamas are hiding underneath babies. That's what they've said. They've said exactly that. You think I'm making it up? I'm not making it up. That's exactly what they've said. So don't believe, only listen to YouTube. Don't believe anyone. You've got a whole of YouTube to refer to. You've got artificial intelligence. You've got Facebook. You've got Google. They can curate the truth for you. What do you need human beings for? You know what I mean? I mean, you've got robots now. Elon Musk made a robot. He gave birth to a robot. He gave birth to a robot. Well, I don't know, something like that. Apparently he gave birth to her, and he had all these robots on display. What they called Optimus robots. And he had them walking round, serving beer, talking to people. That's the future. And they're going to make, and we all know where it's heading. We all know where it's heading. On the one side, they're going to make robot dolls with like internal vaginas made of rubber that feel like real flesh, that are warm like real flesh, and male ones for those who like them. There's going to be robots for sex, and they'll be better at sex than any human.
Have you got a date at all?
He's had some already.
You haven't got a date. Have you got a date? It's soon, is it?
Sorry?
Are they coming soon?
You want one?
Well, I'm 76 years old. I haven't got long.
Yeah, but the point is, they will take all your YouTube stream, and they will implant through the Neuralink program developed by Elon Musk, which is very clever.
Of course.
The Neuralink program is going to be implanted in your head before you die.
Yeah.
And they will transport all your memories and ideas onto a machine, and that machine will be a slimmer. You remember the Bionic Man?
Yeah, absolutely.
We will make him stronger, fitter, faster. And that's what they'll have, a new version of you.
Yes.
Not only with your brain, but also with Elon Musk's brain in it.
That'd be good.
Also with Justin Trudeau's brain. Also with Boris Johnson's wit, with Shakespeare's language, with Dickens's prose. All these things will be combined together into the new, better you.
How long though?
How long?
Yeah, how long is it going to take?
It won't matter because you'll be dead.
Oh.
You'll be dead and you'll be replaced by a robot. But no one will know the difference.
No.
And you won't know you're dead, so it won't matter to you.
No, it's true.
Oh, evolution's like that, is it? Evolution's like that, is it? That's what Elon Musk says. That's what Elon Musk says. Evolution's like that. Evolution is human evolution. You are correct in this. Human evolution is governed by the relationship between man and machine, man and tool. But in early human evolution, in fact, for millions of years of human evolution, human beings governed the tools that they controlled. Whereas after the emergence of private property in production, slavery, feudalism, capitalism, the tools became controlled by a tiny handful of people who control the world. And that's what we have today, exponentially developing, such that this man's robot that they will produce out of the Neuralink with him will have multiple characteristics. One moment it can be a man, next moment it can be a woman, next moment it's a genius, next moment it's a fool. It's not accidental, by the way. The people everyone listens to now on the internet for information, who are they? You look on the internet and who appears telling you the truth? They're comedians. You got what's his name? Joe Rogan.
Josh.
Konstantin Kirsin. Who else have you got? An army of comedians. Like in the past, you had the court jester to entertain the king. And if the king got angry, and he was the only person who could make fun out of the king. And in that way, they get these people, they surround themselves with these goons who interview them. And then you get the presented, oh, how deep this is. Joe Rogan interviewed someone for an hour and a half. Wow. Donald Trump was interviewed for an hour and a half by Joe Rogan. How free we are. How democratic we are. And Russell Brand went to Mar-a-Lago. Went to Russell, he said like one of his songs, and went to Mar-a-Lago. Russell Brand went to Mar-a-Lago. And I heard him on this one show a couple of weeks ago, and he was going, I went to Mar-a-Lago, and his eyes were all lit up, and he goes, you should see the things that go on there. Went to Mar-a-Lago, the things that go on there. Like that. Another one of these like weirdos, you know, Epstein brigade, psycho world. I'm not saying he's got a connection to Epstein, YouTube. I said like that, a bit like that. He touches on the subject, then drops it. Touches on the subject, then drops it. Touches on the subject, then drops it. Never says anything of any significance. And every video he posts has got a picture of his face going, and then the next thing, they did that. Bill Gates is that. Donald Trump did what? Like that. And they're all there, and they get the algorithm, they get a multi-million-pound investment to get an algorithm, to get millions of people to see this shit. Meanwhile, if anybody at Speaker's Corner says, mispronounces, I love hummus, long live hummus, you go to jail for 14 years. And so you have to, you know, to get an understanding of the world we're at, you have to invert reality, make it a bit distorted, have a bit of surrealism, a bit of Daliism, to look outside the box at what's going on. Because we live in a totally insane world. The German government is declaring, tell the population of Germany and Europe to have 72 hours of food ready for war. How fucked is that? What's the matter with these people? How mentally ill are they? When Israel bombs 35,000 women and children, blows their heads off, the immediate answer from Piers Morgan is, if you say 35,000 women and children have been massacred, you say, I condemn that. But do you condemn the rape of a baby in Israel? That's what they say. And there wasn't any baby rape. But he would say, but do you condemn? That's what they say. Do you condemn hummus? Do you condemn hummus? Do you condemn hummus? Until such time, the idea they want to circulate is that resistance to tyranny is a crime. That's what they want. That's what they did during COVID. That's what they're doing about the war in Ukraine. While they prepare to send our children to go and die for their own interests, they say, if you protest it, you're a criminal. And if you protest genocide in Gaza, you're called a criminal. That's the world they've led us into. And we have to find mechanisms to escape from it, to challenge it, and overthrow it. Thanks very much. Good. I like it like that. These idiots give me much. I told you, you asked me what I was doing this week. What was I researching? You know what I was reading? Charles Dickens, Tale of Two Cities.
Oh really? Yeah.
I mean, it's the language it's just so fantastic. The descriptive language is like I want to see. I was just playing a bit of that. But I remember Lord Sophie. Yeah. Lord Sophie speaks like Shakespeare does. That's what he do. I can understand.
Have you got a name? It's the first time I've seen you here. Sorry. Have you got a name?
Heiko Coons, the name.
Heiko
Coons. Channel Subject Access YouTube. Heiko Coons.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Right.
No, I thought you were. I thought you're more pleasing than I am. Well, I still don't. I believe that Tommy Robinson is dead. I think he could be Christmas.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? Interesting little debate. He's quite funny, isn't he, that guy? He told me who he was, or his channel, but I still can't remember. But it'll be on here if anybody wants to look him up. So, as I say, interesting debate, and he was funny. That's the main thing. I'd watch him again just for his comedy. It's like you're in charge of the cameras today then. I'm not listening.
The way that proves the life.
That's right, I was just checking the sun. Thank you, though. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much. Very nice of you. Cheers.
I turn my back on you. You know why? You cast out demons in my name. 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 Be gone. What's the conditions? What's the conditions? What's the conditions? What's the condition? What's the condition? Go on with those stars. What's the condition? And then look with me. What's the condition? I'm right here. But what I want them to do is make these statements in a concrete. Concede, and then so concede. Okay, so you don't need to wash it. All you can do is not concede. That's fine. Your jeans are tight. However, jeans are tight, and you don't wash your arse and all of this. You come on, bro. No idea. I'm not doing that. What you're doing. I'm not doing that. You also have no idea. Answer my first question. You have no idea. We could have had a perfect dialogue.
Too much sun.
Question, answer. Question, answer. He wants to be an apologist.
Sorry.
You can describe whatever you want to the idol. You don't even what you have no capacity. You don't even believe that. You don't even believe that. What What do Christians in Arabic call God? What do Christians in Arabic call God?
My question was.
Oh, shut up then, man. See what I'm saying? Unengaging, bro.
We are changing gears.
Unengaging.
So,
how are we changing gears?
How
are we changing gears? You haven't answered my first question.
Now we're gonna change gears.
Answer my first question.
So, you have
Look, I'm looking at you. Answer my first question.
what you're worshiping is the
I'll
most
answer
gracious
five.
and most merciful.
Oh my God.
I want
Why are you
to
getting
prove
there?
that.
Why are you answering that?
No,
Why are you answering that?
You run away from the first
Why are you
topic.
answering that?
So now we're
I
going
run
on.
away from the first topic.
So,
you're the runner.
reflecting.
I'm the lion.
So,
you're the rabbit.
We're playing.
I'm the lion and you're the rabbit.
Most merciful.
I'm the lion and you're the rabbit.
Prove that, please.
I'm the lion
Because from what I
and you're the rabbit.
understand,
You're the runner.
regarding
You're running, bro.
your
You're running.
God is something on idol.
My God is nothing but idol.
Yeah. So prove to me that he is the most.
My God existed before idols.
You have to prove that.
He said be and it was.
Well, your God came about the 7th century.
He said be and it was.
I believe that there were idols.
He said be and it was.
So your God
He
comes
said
about
be
in the
and it
7th century.
was.
Before the 7th century.
Hey, God
So
said
actually,
be
your God
and it
doesn't
was,
create
bro.
idols. He actually posted stuff.
You're a Christian, right? You're a Christian. Was Abraham a Trinitarian? Shut up, man. Shut up. Abraham was not a Trinitarian. He was not a Trinitarian. He was not a Trinitarian. None of your church fathers were.
Sorry,
None
you're
of
right
them.
there.
None of them. You know what the funny thing is? They might be in heaven and you might not. Your church fathers might be in heaven and you might not. Imagine that.
A single church father wrote the talk.
Oh,
So
shut up.
unfortunately,
Answer my first question.
sure that you're absorbing.
Answer my first question.
Right? So all of your ulama, for example,
Answer my first question.
certainly on other people.
Answer my first question.
Like you, worship idols.
He needs a parrot on his shoulder.
Yeah, that's right. Because you made a claim that you're worshiping something, that you're ascribing the attributions of the most merciful and most gracious to.
He's got no
Answer
everything.
that.
He's got no everything.
If that is the case, prove that what you worship is those things.
got no
So, for example, tell me about the ontology of what you worship. Tell me about the being that you worship. Tell me what it is. Tell me how it functions, and then we can describe or understand truly that you said that he is the most merciful and gracious.
I'll tell you after. Answer my first question.
No, you made a claim. No,
You see, this our dialect.
no,
wait,
not
hold on.
dialects. Dialogue.
That's what I said.
You said dialects.
No, I said dialogues, bro.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. You didn't understand my language. I said
No,
dialogues.
that's
Go
speaking
back,
English.
go back,
Whatever.
and fast through 49 minutes of you running, and then you're gonna see what I said.
So,
There you go. Bro, you can't tell me about diction, bro. You can't tell me about diction.
okay.
You can't tell me about diction.
I can't tell you about diction.
You can't tell me about diction.
Okay, well,
You can tell me about addiction.
English.
You can tell me about addiction. I'm not English.
You an addict?
I'm not English.
You're speaking it.
Yes.
At least do it well.
Yes.
Wait,
I am
at
not
least do it well.
English.
Thanks, guys, for coming on the channel. Interesting little debates.
I'm not English.
I think the bloke on the right, though, I think he's got a parrot on his shoulder.
Why not? That's
I don't have to. I don't have to.
well, then I can't.
I don't have to. I'm not under colonial rule anymore. I'm not under colonial rule anymore.
Call it out. So,
I don't follow a Roman god and a Greek god. I believe that a Roman killed my god. A Roman didn't kill my
so
god.
you've made some claims.
A Roman killed
I'm
your
going to
god.
prove you.
Imagine that.
Prove your claim.
Imagine that. If your God was so great, why didn't he save himself? Why didn't he save himself? Why didn't he save himself? Why didn't he save himself?
For example,
Save
there are
yourself.
buildings in the UK
Why, if your God was
older than
God, why didn't he save
For example,
himself?
a Hadrian's Wall is older than your God. That
Why
kind of
didn't he save himself?
That kind of sucks.
Why didn't he
Your
save
God
himself?
is actually a young God, actually.
My God said be,
With a small g.
and the universe was.
Your God
He
actually
split the heavens and the earth. You don't know what you're talking about. Yes.
the costumes older than your God.
So Adam was sitting down in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit.
And young idol.
Just answer. Can you just answer my first question?
No, you have to substantiate.
Can you just answer my first question? Can you just answer my first question? Can you just answer, bro? Everyone here waiting for you to answer your first question. For 1 hour. Literally 1 hour, bro.
Prove that.
You see what I'm trying to say, bro? He thinks he's got more patience than me, but I'll go to the cows, bro. True at the moment, that was when Quran came. True after he died.
Okay, then it's just not very different. Okay, now, what was everybody doing? Okay, show me where in Quran you find that. It's not there. That's the idea. You see what I get? You're moving from the grounds, God's word against man's opinions into existence. Do me a favor. Somebody take virtual. So what I'm saying to you is this. What is the good thing about the Christian faith? Irrespective of who you are and what you represent, God has commissioned us to love Him. And we love you unconditionally. The Great Commission is that. How will the world know that we are God's disciples? It's the love we share. And you're not excluded. Okay? So what I'm saying to you is this. Every human being has to seek of God for himself. You can't use religion. You have to use a personal encounter. God requires every one of us. I know a lot of what you've learned is oral. Was taught to you orally. You might not have read a lot of stuff. I'm not blaming you. But I'm inviting you to sit at home with a nice cup of tea, invest some quality time, read what you find. And whatever you're missing short there, come back to me. We have spices to put to it. God bless you. Yeah, I met this man, man. He's an amazing testimony. I walked on the back in there, and he said he's looking for him. He said he's coming along the road. The blood of Jesus to wash away. You need the blood. You need the blood of Jesus.
A license for a drug or anything like that? No.
Not for the baby ones. There's one that weighs 1 gram under the limit. So 249 gram against 250 gram and upwards. And once 250 gram and upwards, there's not many things you can do with them. Like you can't fly over people, you can't fly within 50 metres of them, you can't fly over commercial buildings, you can't do bugger all. But this little one I've got, I can literally do near enough everything, anything. Can't do prisons, can't do, can't think of the rest of them. Army and Navy and all that, or the Army and all that lot. Yeah, MOD. Yeah, stuff like there's one more, can't think. Airports. Apart from that, do what the hell I like, you know.
That's fair enough, though, isn't
And
it?
and part of it is the excitement of them saying not allowed, you know. And of course I am.
I guess a lot of it is about content, isn't it, really? And
Yeah.
You push the boundaries,
Oh yeah.
push the envelope, as it were, to see what kind of reactions you can get.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
without
probably
someone
get,
actually hitting you.
I'll probably get, I don't know, whatever, 10, 15,000 views here today. If there's a fight and I can get in on it, you know, it's a double. So I'm not wishing on the fights, but you know, if it happens, I want to be in there, you know.
I'm sure there must be a way you can engineer these little scuffles without even being complicit.
Well, I tried earlier on singing Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson, and that didn't cause a fight. Oh dear. Oh, it's good fun. What about you? What are you doing there? Are you a photographer or what is that? You just like being here and...
Well, yeah, I've got a calling.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just trying to make sense.
What, a religious calling?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah, but I'm not religious.
No. Well, I'm not. I'm an atheist or antagonist, I call myself. I can antagonise anyone.
But the Christians and the Muslims and the pagans, they've all seemed to come together.
Yeah.
To kick me out of the park. And I haven't even said anything.
No.
That's the reality of it.
Well, most of them know that I'm an atheist, and yet they don't bother me. You know, They don't come up to me much. They accept me as a photographer. I think that's what it is. And I get a lot of respect to my age, being 76 years old.
I think people respect atheism anyway to a certain degree. You know what I mean? And
I do.
It's just about if you're not part of this religious gang, and you're not part of that religion, because it's the religious gangs, and then it's the hierarchy within the religious gangs that filters down to the flock, as it were.
Yeah. Do you find that the Christians are the cleverest ones because they've read the Quran, whereby the Muslims haven't read the Bible properly, have they? Do you find that?
Well, it's not that they haven't read it properly. It's very difficult to read properly. So even the Christians don't know how to read the Bible.
No,
and they read it from a perspective of identity.
Right.
So they just the same way they do the theological gymnastics, cherry picking verses.
Yes.
To almost placate the sheep, as it were.
Yeah. I find the runners are the Muslims, though. They're the ones that run away when they get asked that final question that they can't answer.
So the thing is, there should be no debate, because it shouldn't be about debate if we're about learning and understanding and making sense, because it's about salvation. Salvation is of the soul.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder whether there could be just one God and one creator, even.
Yeah.
You know, I could believe in a creator easier than a God.
Yeah.
A creator could have been someone that lives on another planet that came down here 65 million years ago, chucks a couple of sperms on the ground, and here we are. I don't know. It's possible.
There she is.
And but the thing is they still keep coming, though, don't they? Those aliens, we know they're still they do come. There's no argument.
Do you know?
There are aliens. Do you believe it or not? Yeah.
Well, it's not for me to say if there are or there aren't. Yeah. It would be, it would be quite arrogant for me to suggest that there isn't more life out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. And if they're coming down, they might have been, and their relatives in the past might have been coming down to us for the last 65 million years.
And well, if you think of our history,
do
you know what I mean? That's been, whitewashed and engineered to a certain degree.
Yep.
We know nothing, do we?
No, nothing at all.
We like to think we have all the answers.
Yeah.
But they don't even have the answers about God.
Yeah. No.
Well, we've got all the answers, and we're so intelligent. Why is it the same war that's still going on?
Yeah. The Muslims believe that the universe finishes somewhere. I can't believe that. The universe is just we're going to have a brick wall. It can't finish, can it? Well, I can't see that it can.
There are as many universes as there are stars in the sky.
Yeah. Well, you just go from one black hole into another, can't you? Really? It's going to be never ending. It can't. It's like saying the world was flat, and our world was flat, and you fall off the end. It's not happening.
Well, I think there are still those that believe the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago. You had a guy come in here, part of the flat earthers.
Really? Yeah.
2 years ago.
Oh wow.
I mean, it had a big following as well.
Yeah.
Big banner.
What is the time? Do you have a clock on you? No, I haven't. I don't know what.
Clocks went forward as well, didn't they?
Yes, that makes it darker quicker, does it? Yeah.
So it must be
5?
6-ish.
Wait, what's the next
we'll get it in a minute. Yeah. Oh dear. Well, I've got to go and sit on this chair because my feet are killing me. It's nice talking to you. Nice talking to you.
And you.
A fellow atheist.
Take care of yourself.
Or one that knows a little bit. Don't you? You've taken a lot in, haven't you?
Yeah, I haven't even started, to be honest with you. I could have gone quite deep, but I thought...
I'm sure, yeah.
The Christians hate me.
I love you. Great. And you. The sun's bright and that coming down now. You alright? You had enough? Going home?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
I don't think I'll be long. What time is it? Do you know?
20 to 7. I've just had a look.
Oh, bloody hell, 20 to 7. Of course, the clocks went forward, didn't they? So
Yeah.
that's jumped to now. Oh, I'm going home then.
Are you going to be publishing everything on
Yeah, on YouTube.
How will I look out for it? Is it got a name?
Yeah. I might just have one card left.
Oh,
If you don't mind hanging on to that,
certainly, yeah.
I might.
Careful, I'm a thief, you know.
I might just have a card. I run out nearly, but I think I have got 3.
That's a novel idea. Having a £5 note as a business card.
Yeah, well, you never know, do you? You know, never know. So that's me. Yeah.
Oh, right.
That photograph was taken. I used to be a street photographer.
Oh, I see.
So I took that. I was in Bulgaria. I used to travel the world just taking photographs of people.
Oh, right.
It was quite nice, just blowing the smoke out. And,
Yeah.
But then I turned into doing videos now
Right.
and other stuff like that.
So it's called
So it's
vlogging journalist.
vlogging journalist on YouTube. So that's all. You go on YouTube, put in vlogging journalist.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
You'll find me. It's about over 450 videos.
Oh, blimey.
So I've only been doing this for about 7 weeks.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, so you've gone all over the place.
Yeah, I do all different stuff. Yeah.
Do you do any of the, what they refer to as, what do you call it, auditing?
I do.
Oh, you do that,
Yeah, I do a fair bit.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I've just done about 6 castles this week.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I like the castles because they tell me I can't video the car. You know, I can't put my drone up around the
you do a
castle.
drone as well?
I do a drone as well. Yeah, can't do it here because it's not allowed. You
I'm
know,
always looking at those.
it's strict.
Auditing with the police involved and all that. And,
Yeah.
It's
Well, I did try. Yesterday I was on Waterloo Bridge. Now Waterloo Bridge is split in 2. You got Southwark side of the bridge and you got Westminster side of the bridge. And they cross over, but they leave some gaps. So if you're on the bridge, you can go and you can stick your drone up. You can't go far away once you're up there, but of course with a zoom and being able to turn around on the drone, you get some good shots of the river without actually going onto it. But I waited up there for an hour. I've done it before and had the police, but I waited up there over an hour. Not one cop's car. In over an hour, came down that bloody road. I bet you it's only because I was there. Because I bet if I wasn't there, there'd been cops' cars going up and down there all day. They just didn't want to know, you know, because I've had them there before. I suppose they got fed up with being made to look silly.
well, yeah. I mean,
So-
it never ceases to amaze me
Oh,
how poorly informed.
the police are.
No.
I suppose they can't know all the rules, but
No,
what
but
they
the
shouldn't
obvious-
do is to come out, you know, telling you what to do when they don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the way they conduct themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a police constable, surely the way you should conduct yourself, you'd come along and say, "Oh, good afternoon, sir. I'm PC John, blah blah blah, 147 at Southwark Police Station or whatever."
Yeah, that's what they should
reason
do.
Reason why I approached you today is because of blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah, all in a polite way.
They don't, do they?
Exactly, but it wouldn't be hard to do that, would it?
No. First thing they do when they come down to me the last time, they just said, bring your drone down.
Well,
No,
exactly,
no, please,
that's the
no,
kind of
nothing. Just
nonsense,
bring
yeah.
your drone down.
Yeah.
So I had a little talk with them. You know, they were saying not allowed to do this, and I said, well, today. I always say, today I'm going to educate you. And they don't like that. You can just imagine, can't you? They really don't like that.
I think the level of people that, I mean, like, as you probably are aware now, I mean, they're putting people in here, foreign nationals, into our police force. That was never allowed.
Yeah, no.
You know, you had to be a British citizen to be in the police.
Yeah.
But now they've got Poles and God knows what, Romanians or anything.
I suppose all that started off was when they needed interpreters. Years ago, they had to get in foreigners, didn't they? Some, but they were generally what you might call police staff rather than officers. But now you're right. You don't know who you're going to get now, and they're the worst ones because they really don't know. They don't know the rules.
There's so few that do.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I would insist upon, is, I think, this thing about the PCSOs, that's a nonsense. That shouldn't exist.
No.
They shouldn't, all they are is walking about impersonating police officers.
That's right,
That's what they're doing. They're not police constables, but they give the impression that they are. They're impersonating, and even those who are constables, try and find one. I'm sure there's one or two. Try and find one who can recite their oath. They stand under an oath of office.
Yes.
They have to recite that oath of office before becoming a constable.
Yes.
Most of them, when they do that, half an hour later, they've completely forgotten what, and they wouldn't be able to recite it to you.
Oh, no.
And if you ask them, well, okay, I can understand you can't recite it, but give me roughly what
some
does it
idea.
mean?
Yeah.
They don't even know that. You know what I mean? That's absurd. And it's 82 words. That's all it is.
Is that what it is?
That's it. 82 words.
Wow.
So anyone who can sing a song ought to be able to do it.
Should be,
And yet they can't. And if they knew, and I've encountered them on a few occasions, and I say, well, all right, I can understand you can't, you're not.
Yeah.
You can't retain
all of it.
You can't retain 82 words, but surely you can retain 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should be able to know that you about your designation card as well, which they don't, do they?
That's for the PCSOs, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
But, so I say to them, surely you can remember 4 words, and those are the 4 most important words that you should remember, which is upholding fundamental human rights.
Yes.
That's your role.
Yeah.
You've sworn to uphold my fundamental human rights, yet here you are trying to violate them.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
See my point?
What's the most important? 8 and 12, 8 and 10, isn't it? Our human right, 8 and 10, is it? 8.
Oh, you're talking
ours?
about. I'm not talking about that nonsense. I'm talking about what God gave us.
Oh, right. Okay.
Our fundamental human rights.
Yeah.
Your human rights are what you say they are. Nobody else.
Suppose so.
Nobody else in the world can decide what your rights are. Only you and God. So God says you mustn't do any harm to anyone else. Well, you haven't done any harm to anyone else, then you're exercising your fundamental human rights.
Okay.
Like operating a camera. That's your fundamental human right. It's nothing to do with what someone's written down.
Yeah.
That's your fundamental human right.
That's right.
You're not hurting anybody.
No.
That's it. It's your fundamental human right. And that's what they've sworn to uphold. Your fundamental human right. Not upholding legislation.
No.
There's nothing to do with it. In fact, they often talk about enforcing things and all that. Their oath is nothing to do with enforcing anything.
No.
It's upholding.
Upholding, right. Yeah, gotcha.
Upholding fundamental human rights.
Yes.
Upholding the law. All upholding.
Yes.
No enforcing.
Yeah, I mean, one of the worst things that I go to are the evictions, and that's the worst thing for the police.
Yeah.
Because they, time and time again, they're on the side of the bailiffs when they turn up, and the amount of times I've seen the police helping them smash down people's doors, they're not allowed to do that. I mean, that is
upholding fundamental human rights and according equal respect to all people.
Yeah.
That's their oath.
Yeah. Do you know it's a 14?
The whole thing.
Up to 14 years in prison. That is for a policeman to not uphold, to do wrong on someone else's behalf.
What needs to be done when you do encounter certain things?
Yeah.
So many people don't seem to understand.
Yeah.
That the police can arrest you.
Yeah.
But you can arrest them.
Yes, except that their buddies won't let you do it. It's a Section 26 if you ever heard of that, and that's what it is.
Again, I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with Section 26.
And that is that's the one where you can arrest them.
You can go in, you can pull out legislation. You don't need legislation. You've always been able.
Yeah.
Any legislation you point to, you've always been able to arrest. You can make anybody can arrest under the Crown. You stand under the crown and you make that. Nothing to do with legislation. Forget, chuck it out the window. Don't need it.
Which is like a citizen's arrest, I suppose.
It's a fundamental human right. Yeah. So I arrested a PCSO where I live in Hounslow. I was at. It's quite an interesting situation. Anyway, I won't go into all details of it, but he made allegations against me. I didn't like that in the slightest, so I determined immediately that I was going to make a complaint about it. Now, I was so flustered, you know, because I wasn't expecting him to come and accost me. I was so flustered that I hadn't even noticed that he wasn't displaying
his what they call caps or something.
The numbers on his shoulder. I hadn't noticed that. Even if he had been, the point is this: when he said what he said to me, I said to him, "Could you please identify yourself?"
Yes.
And he flatly refused to do so. And he did it in the presence of an impeccable witness.
Right.
Impeccable witness.
Yes.
He flatly refused to do so. He turned his heels and determined to walk away from me. And I simply stuck my hand on his shoulder and said, "You're under arrest." That's it. That's if you've seen somebody commit a criminal offence, you have the right under the Crown to make the arrest on behalf of the Crown.
Does that have to be? Does it have to be? You can only arrest them if it's serious enough for a prison sentence or not. No, it can be anything, can it?
If somebody is committing a crime, it's a crime.
Any crime.
Any crime.
All right. Okay.
You can arrest for somebody that you've seen them commit a crime.
Yes. Interesting. Oh well, you've taught me a couple of things now.
That's all part of your fundamental human rights. Nothing to do with legislation. Nothing to do, it's all nonsense, all the pace and all that. Forget it. All under common laws.
I'm going to go now. You tell me what time it is. What's your name? Mine's John.
My name's Ed. Pleased to meet you, John.
What's your name?
Ed.
Ed. Nice to meet you, Ed.
Marvellous.
We'll see you next Sunday, I hope.
Well,
probably.
I'll surely see you again, but I hope you'll have a nice time. What remains? Cheers, Ed.
Thank you, Ed. Bye bye. Sounds so noisy over there, and yet it's. I don't know what. Not much really going on, is there? But just seems busy over there.
It's a bunch of chavs.
Sorry?
It's a bunch of chavs.
Is that what it is?
There's a family of them.
Oh.
An entire group. Mom, dad, brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins, everything. Grandma. And they're the ones making the whole noises.
Okay.
The dad was the one that was speaking for like a good 5 minutes. Hearing what the guy below him is saying. And all the kids are screaming with him.
Time for me to go home. It's Mother's Day. I haven't got a mother, but the wife wants me home. Have a nice evening anyway, guys. Right.
Okay, John.
I shall see you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah, then. Ciao, Said. Hi again, guys, and if you enjoyed the video, please mention it in the comments. You would also be doing me a big favour if you would ring the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already done so, that is. It costs you nothing to do so, but does a massive favour to the future success of the channel. I'll see you on the next one, but for now, ciao.